Hey everyone, today we're here at Fort Mantanzas National Monument. This is also a state park here in St. Augustine, Florida. I'm super excited to check it out, so come along with me. Before entering on in, check out this whole area. A bunch of benches over here, picnic tables, old, big old oak trees. I think that's what it is. Super old and big. It's awesome. Now, I have never been to this fort. I've been to Castillo San Marcos in St. Augustine. This is also St. Augustine as well. But this one, I think you actually gotta take a boat over across to go to it. I'm not sure how much it costs, but we're gonna find out. I'm really excited for this. So here's the tours for today and all the departures. Right now it's around 2:06, so we got another one coming up from 2:30. So we're pretty good. Talks about some other stuff here, answers common questions, weather permitting. Pick up your free boarding pass inside. Oh, it's free. That's nice. And as well, this is a no drone zone. I've actually seen a guy at St. Augustine, Castillo San Marcos. He had a drone and a park ranger got on him. All right, so I got my boarding pass right here, but here's some cool little models. That's awesome. Yeah. And one more, kind of like a metal model. It's pretty cool. Are you back? And right outside, I have a big old thing here, Mantanzas 1565, big old map showing the ships and everything, the paths. That's pretty cool. Way of the treasure fleets. So the ship's actually about to leave just in a second, but here's a gopher tortoise burrows over here. It's pretty cool.
Here the entire dock will start moving, so please just be careful as you're walking down there. Once you're on board the boat, please stay seated the entire ride over to the fort, and then when we get you over there, we'll tell you a brief story and then give you a chance to explore. The plan is to have you back here sometime around 25 after the hour. Anyone have any questions?
Now going on to the boat. Earlier I saw a fish jump in the water. This is so nice. This is definitely a different ferry than going to the Magic Kingdom. This is awesome. Definitely not as big as Castillo San Marcos, but still very cool. All right, now about to board. This is so cool. Again, this is awesome. Usually, I say pretty cool, but this is pretty cool, but it's awesome. I'm a sucker for history.
First time visitors out here, this is all there ever was. And you could fit about 4 of these in the interior courtyard of that fort in St. Augustine. The building in itself, yeah, it's called a fort. Historically, even the original occupiers did call it a fort, but it's really just a watchtower. It was designed for usually no more than 7 to 10 soldiers. They stayed out here for 30 days at a time to keep an eye on Matanzas Inlet. About a mile south of us today is the inlet to the Atlantic Ocean, and the reason for this building being constructed had to do with a large-scale attack that happened on St. Augustine the same year. In the year 1740, the English out of Savannah, Georgia, led an attack on the city, and that attack lasted close to 38 days. And the English nearly succeeded in taking St. Augustine. The weak point in the English attack was this inlet was not being watched, and the Spanish were able to send in reinforcements to keep the city supplied, and the English ended up going home. And why did the English mess up down here? The simple answer is there was an enemy blockade, but the commander ignored his orders, left his post, and the Spanish saw an advantage. So the Spanish built this outpost soon after that attack, or started construction on it anyway, to make sure no enemy ship ever blocks that inlet ever again. And for 80 years to follow, this building was an active military post for both Spain and Great Britain. But no matter who was here and what was going on in the world, every time we know about that this fort fired cannons at somebody, whoever this building was shooting at turned around and ran off. So the service record of our little outpost is just like sitting that police car on the side of the highway. But what I encourage all of you to do as you wander through here today, try to imagine being a soldier living out here and just think to yourself, could you have lived and worked out here like these people once did? What I can tell you is most of our visitors walk out of this place shaking their heads. What I can also tell you a lot of our military veterans have told me that this is better than some of their assignments. So I'll let you all decide upon that as you wander through here today. The first room was for the regulars. Above that is the room for their one officer. And in his room, you'll find a vertical ladder to the roof. You are welcome to climb that ladder today. But wherever you are in the fort today, do take a moment to look south at Matanzas Inlet. And what you'll find is it's a little hard to see. In the past couple hundred years, that inlet has moved at least a half a mile away. The soldiers could stand in the building and look straight out into the open ocean. A little more difficult for us now. In addition to that, by the time the United States gets Florida as a territory, the U.S. military did a survey out here. They checked out the fort, they assessed the area, and decided there was no need to guard this inlet anymore. This building sat abandoned for close to 100 years. By the 1930s, the U.S. military gave it to the National Park Service. The building was an abandoned ruin. It was sitting on the beach. It was getting hit by the high tides. Trees were growing out of it, serious cracks. The Sentry Tower had fallen off. A lot of work was done, credited mostly to the National Park Service, to fix this building as you see it right now. And while we did a lot of amazing work to make your tour possible today, back in the 1930s, the National Park Service was barely 20 years old, and that agency was eager for public support. We were doing anything and everything we could to make the parks appealing to the general audience. But folks, had we not fixed this place as we did back in the 1930s, your tour today would be a walk around the abandoned ruins and back on board your boat. Today you use the word restoration in any of our paperwork, and that's usually rejected almost immediately. So we use the word preservation quite a bit now. And as you walk around the fort, speaking of preservation, we do ask you to help us out by not sitting or standing on the walls. This coquina shellstone, it breaks very easily, so just watch yourself there. The building, when the Spanish were here, believe it or not, was actually plastered and painted. So rather than seeing the bare stone bricks, they had smooth white plastered walls, red window and door frames, red Sentry Tower, and hard cement floors. So imagine that as you wander through here today. And then also for reasons of safety, we do ask you to not sit or climb on the cannons that are on display. The door frames stop at a height around 5'7". If you don't, please watch your heads. And there's a vertical ladder to the roof. You are welcome to climb it. It goes through a very narrow opening up there, so please be careful up there as well. One other thing to think about as you wander through here, if you're stationed out here for 30 days, there's a high chance that you can spend that entire month and not see a single enemy ship. So just think about how would you pass by your time while you're here. My advice to anyone is don't ever tell your commander there's nothing to do. But also, we also know the soldiers here patrolled our beaches. On foot and by boat, patrols went up and down the Florida coast, and countless times, pirates and shipwrecked sailors of a variety of nationalities were recovered by these soldiers and then taken into St. Augustine. We have a logbook on the officer's desk to describe some of those encounters. Have a great time as you explore. If you have any questions, please ask. At the very latest, we would like you back on the boat by 15 after the hour, and we will let you know as that time gets closer. But until then, head on inside. Thank you.
So I'm gonna take a little while on the outside just to walk around a little bit. This is really cool. Like, as again, you know, they said it's not an actual fort. I just actually found out myself with y'all. But still pretty cool, more of a watchtower. But this is cool, man. Also, the park ranger did a really great job giving the whole brief history in like 5 minutes. That was awesome. Also, it is a beautiful day outside to explore a brand new place. And here's the other side of it. This is awesome, man. And there's one of the cannons on display. And now come around the other side. Got a little window right there and a window up there. Well, definitely excited to go up there. And we're now up top. This is awesome. A little bit of windy out here, but it feels great. Always like coming inside of this. Check this out. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Imagine being a soldier. Yeah. Just looking inside of that. That's awesome. So we're now inside the soldiers' quarters. It's pretty cool inside here. There's a little table. Here's the bed. How about that? Imagine sleeping on that. We're now about to go to the second level, but check out this view. Wow. That's a pretty cool view. And coming on in,
can tell back
This
in the day, things
another
weren't built for very good.
soldier's quarters.
These soldiers probably.
I used to live in
Little
Texas,
small
and they,
bed. Wow.
built a battleship,
That roof.
a carrier down in Corpus Christi, and I went down there. All the doorways hit me about right here.
Here's one of those windows.
I mean, all the alleyway and everything. The snow. We went to yeah.
And that's a cool view too. And here is the ladder going to the top. Pretty narrow. And we've now made it to the top. This is awesome. The views are amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna come down, okay?
Yeah, this is really awesome. We're actually about to leave because looking at it, they're actually loading the boat to head back to the other side right over there. But this is really awesome, and the best thing about it, it's free. Thanks to the National Park Service for preservation. This is awesome, man. And now it's time to head back down. Look how narrow that is. This was definitely really cool to check out. And also there's some dolphins out here, so hopefully we can see it. Kind of hard to see, but there's an osprey flying over there. That's cool. That was awesome, guys. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up here at Fort Mantanzas National Monument. Almost a state park, but is a national park as well. They did a great job preserving the fort. It's more of a watchtower, but it's a fort. But it was really great just to come out for the first time, just check it out and just like see all the details. It's really cool. I definitely recommend checking out. The rangers did a really good job with it, explain the whole history of it. Really great job. I definitely enjoyed coming out here. If you are looking to come here, they don't do boat tours Mondays and Tuesdays, I believe, but just check it out online. It's free. You can't go anything wrong with it. But anyways, this is an awesome experience. Come and check it out if you are here in St. Augustine. It is not as big as Castillo San Marcos, but it's still really awesome to check out. But hopefully if you enjoyed this video, make sure you a big old thumbs up and just kind of check for more future content. Some kind of bird. I'll see you guys in the next one.